Good morning, and thank you very much for signing up for the Kelly Joe Memorial. I'm Scott Sprout. I will be your tournament director for today's event. I want to thank you for taking your opportunity to spend your day with us today. I know that there's a lot of different events that are going on in the state of Michigan as well as neighboring states, so thank you very much for choosing to come support our event. This particular event is a C-tier event, so PDGA rules are in effect. The one rule that I'd like to mention is the 2-meter rule. That is not being applied to our event. So you don't have to worry about getting stuck in a tree, losing a stroke, and so forth. So we're not using the 2-meter rule. This particular event is very important to me because it's named after my sister who lost her battle with Huntington's disease 4 years ago. So the idea behind Huntington's disease is that it's a neurological disorder that affects a person typically middle age and a little bit later in life, although it does show up earlier in life in some cases. My sister lost her battle when she was just 38 years old. My mother also lost her battle with Huntington's disease. It's a genetic disorder, so it is possible for folks to pass it along to children. I've been tested. I do not have Huntington's disease. Before we had children, my wife and I decided that if I was going to be HD positive, we were not going to have kids, at least in the traditional manner. We would have adopted and so forth. Anyway, I do not have Huntington's disease, but I still want to support their cause because obviously it's a very important issue for me. Okay, so all proceeds from our event are going to be donated to the Huntington's Disease Society of America. That includes our raffle items, which are pretty great. We have a couple bags. We have a grip bag, an MVP bag, backpack style. We also have a bag that Discraft donated as well. So it's, again, three great backpacks along with a lot of different plastic that has been donated from some of you that are playing the event. So thank you very much for your generous donations. So those should be on display today throughout the day. Raffle tickets are being sold. So please consider buying some raffle tickets for some really great items. But more importantly, it is going to support Huntington's disease in the research and treatment and so forth of this. All right, so several things about today. I'll try to make it very quick. I've recorded this, I think, 3 times now. I'm trying to cut it down. I'm trying to be a little bit more concise. So as far as today's event, you'll be utilizing all 36 holes that are at Independence Lake. So there's 2 different courses that are set up. Those you can find information in the About section or on the right-hand side of the page down here. Down here, it would talk about the 2 different courses that are being utilized right here in this section. Course A and Course B. The one thing with T-pads is that the intermediates are going to play 1 long and 1 short today. You are going to start the morning on the north course, as I say, 1, 2, the X holes and so forth. You'll be playing short tees there. You'll be playing long tees in the afternoon. Okay, so I just want to let you know that up front. You're playing short tees to start with. Open and AM1, you're playing, advanced and open, you're going to be playing long tees. Everyone else, that would be our recreational and novice divisions. You will be playing the short tees. All right. We're going to have some additional signage out on the course to kind of help you get from point A to point B or your next hole. It really only comes to play on a couple holes. But those signs will be out there. The course flows pretty nicely. There are some signs up already, but we will be putting out some additional signs for you to help you get from the end of one hole when you have a little bit of a walk to get to your next one. All right. We are going to be utilizing online scoring, or I'd like to ask that you utilize online scoring. It helps you out as a player know exactly where you are. It also helps you be able to see your results a lot quicker. As well as everyone else in your field. So when you check in today, you're going to go to pdga.com/scores. You'll be prompted for an access code. That access code is Memorial, MEMORIAL. To access this particular event, you will then just need to add yourself from the list, either by your name or by your PDGA number if you've provided that. Okay, we have a 50-50 that will be out on the course that will be available to everyone since you're playing 2 different courses in the day. That's going to be out there all day, so you'll get a crack at that 50-50. You're going to take home as the winning player that 50-50. The other 50% is being donated to the cause. Okay, there is some OB out on the course, typically in the form of water. However, we do have a couple fences. That information will be loaded into online scoring or digital scoring. Actually, it's already there. So once you sign in, you should be able to see where the OB comes into play. Typically, it's water. There's a pond on 6 or may come into play on 9. There's the road, the dirt road into the park. I really don't think that you can possibly get over to Jennings Road. If you have this really crazy shot, possibly get over there. I really doubt it. But on or over any road, there's a pond that comes into play a little bit on D and E, as well as X7. There's a marshy area, completely surrounded by water. Again, those are going to be in digital scoring or online scoring for you. And then over the fence, or if you happen to slide under a property line fence. Okay, so those are fences that would also put you OB. All right. Again, those will be covered in digital scoring. We will also have those marked out for you, especially the X7 that will provide a drop zone for you if you happen to end up in that marshy area for you to drop from. Also, as a word of note on X7, last time we were out there were stakes in the ground. I believe that was the cut line or the grass cut line. Those are not considered OB. They're just there for the park's use. Again, over a fence, under a fence, if you happen to be completely surrounded by water on, the pond, D&E, X7, those come into play. But again, those are loaded for you on online scoring. Okay, we'll try to use as much as we possibly can disc golf scene for conveying information. We are also going to utilize Tournament Central, which is a new feature in the pdga.com site to allow us to assign starting holes for you, as well as, obviously we've already kind of talked about the online scoring, but we'll use disc golf scene to convey that information. When, the last card is in from round one, we're going to give you 45 minutes from lunch from the last card that's turned in. So that means if you're one of the first cards that's turned in, you have a little bit longer lunch. Okay, so we'll use that information. We'll try to post that for you as well. All right. So on the topic of lunch, the park has asked me to mention to you that they have implemented a 60% capacity at the beach center, and they use that to gauge whether or not people can come in and out of the gates. Okay. I don't know that it's going to come into effect for our particular event, but they wanted me to mention it to you that once that beach center, that's not the disc golf, that's in the back where the lake access is, once that hits 60%, they close down the gate and they let one car out and then they bring the next car in. Okay, so I would recommend that for lunch, you do one of two things. One, you bring a lunch from home, or two, the beach center will have their concession stand open. So what I've done for you is I've posted the menu right here in Disc Golf Scene. So the menu's on there. You see that they have hot dogs, pretzels, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, juices, snacks, and so forth. And then they also have a variety of drinks as well. So soda, water, Gatorade. And they also have some candy and ice cream available as well. Okay, so that kind of stuff is there. So, feel free to take use of that. They would appreciate the opportunity to serve you at the beach center, and that's in the back of the park. So you'll have to go past the disc golf course. It's about a quarter of a mile, maybe a half a mile at the most. So if you just drive down there, it won't take very long to get there, get your lunch and bring it back. Okay, so again, if you leave the park, you'll have to wait. If there's a line to get back in, you cannot jump the line to get in. They've made that clear to us that you'll have to wait in line like everyone else, even though you've already been in the park once. Okay, so again, I would recommend that you either do the beach center, bring your own lunch. They also mentioned that there's pizza nearby. There's Marco's, Hungry Howie's, and I believe Domino's. Those are all within Whitmore Lake. If you give them 30 to 45 minute notice of when your round is done, they'll be happy to deliver to the park. They're pretty quick. They do charge, I believe, $3 or $4 to deliver based on where you order from. But that's another option that you could utilize as well. All right. So on the topic of the course, I've loaded a map for you. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this a few moments ago, but the map is on there. That's for your use. Your reference to get from point A to point B. So please utilize this. Also, please look at your scorecard and make sure that you are teeing off on the proper hole on the proper course. Okay, so again, digital scoring, online scoring is available. Map is here, so just please make sure that you're playing the proper hole, proper course. Okay. Last couple things. In the event of inclement weather, there'll be a 3-horn blast. That's your cue to stop play, mark your lie, as well as seek cover or return to your cars for safety purposes. Typically, that comes into play with things like lightning or God forbid, a tornado. Hopefully, we won't have to worry about the latter. Lightning would be a little bit more likely of a thing that we might encounter on the disc golf course. Okay, so again, we want you to be safe. 3-horn blast. We want to make sure that everyone is being safe. And you're not going to be harmed. Okay. And then last couple things. Number one, to start the round, there'll be a 2-horn blast. That's your cue to stop, warming up, throwing disc and so forth, return to the tee. Please yell, 2 minutes to let everyone know that you're starting in 2 minutes. And then there'll be a solid 1-horn blast to indicate that your round is supposed to start. Also be yelling tee off. And then lastly, just maintain social distancing. I know it's kind of a crazy time we live in. A lot of things that we normally would like to do, we have to kind of think twice about now. So please keep that spacing. We'll try to help you with, when you arrive at the park to help maintain some of that distancing and so forth, 6 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet, and so forth. Also allow your competitors, the people that you're playing your rounds with, allow them, afford them the space. Masks are certainly welcome. I would encourage all of you to wear a mask, especially when you arrive at the park. Check in if you're going to be close proximity to everyone. That would incur things like maybe at payouts, check in, and so forth. Okay, so masks are certainly a really great idea. I would encourage all of you to do that when you can't maintain that social distancing and you're going to be close to folks. All right. So again, thank you for coming out. We certainly appreciate it. We'll try to do our very best in these COVID times. Hand sanitizer will be made available to you at check-in. Any water that we provide for you out on the course, we'll have to rely on the staff a little bit to help us get that out there, but we'll have hand sanitizer and procedures in place. Latex gloves will be provided for things like payouts and so forth. So we'll try and do our very best. If you will promise to do the same, that would be fantastic. Again, thank you for coming out. Plenty of great raffle items that are being made available on our Facebook page. If you want to take a look at that, I'll try to also post pictures here. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. Thank you.